What's up, home bartenders? Today we're going to find out if Apple Vermouth is the secret ingredient to creating the perfect fall Manhattan. Let's do it. So I was gifted this bottle of Apple Vermouth, and I've never had it before, but my immediate thought was, could we do a fall Manhattan with this? Initially, I thought about doing it with Apple Brandy, but then I'm like, well, is the Apple Brandy going to take over as the predominant apple flavor? Are we really going to get the apple from the vermouth here? So what we're going to do today is we're going to try it in a standard Manhattan using rye whiskey, and if the apple flavor is not good enough, we're going to make another one with Apple Brandy. So first thing we need to do is crack this open and give it a taste. So I haven't tasted this yet. Smells like vermouth, and there is like a sour apple, like a green apple flavor to it. Oh wow, yeah, that is almost apple juice on the taste. I definitely still get the bit of the wine and the vermouth, herbs and botanicals. Caramelized apple on the taste for sure, and very apple forward. So. All right then, let's make our Manhattan. So got our mixing glass here. For a rye, we're gonna be using a Lot 40 Canadian rye. So for this one, we're just gonna be using the standard 212 Manhattan recipe. So 2 ounces of whiskey, 1 ounce of vermouth, and 2 dashes of Angostura. So the apple flavor is there, but it is toned back, because we've got twice as much whiskey in here, twice as much rye. So that's obviously the predominant flavor, the rye and the Angostura I'm picking up. And because this is so much apple juice forward, and kind of the traditional vermouth flavors are kind of muted, they're even more muted in this, so it doesn't even feel as much of a Manhattan. Not a terrible drink, but I think we can do better. Let's start crafting our perfect fall Manhattan. Instead of the rye whiskey, I am gonna go with an apple brandy, just because I know I don't wanna mute out the apple vermouth, but I wanna just really bump up those apple flavors. So I'm gonna go 2 ounces of apple brandy. I'm using this local apple brandy from OM Craft Spirits right here in Ottawa, Canada. They make some great spirits. There we go. 2 ounces of apple brandy. I'm gonna do 1.5 ounce of my apple vermouth. 1.5 ounce of the apple vermouth for this one. I'm gonna do 2 dashes of Angostura and 2 dashes of Maple Walnut Bitters. I love these things. And this is gonna complement that apple flavor quite a bit. But I'm gonna do just a light bar spoon of cinnamon syrup. Why not some ginger bitters as well? Let's do 1 dash of ginger bitters. And between all that, I'm hoping it's gonna give it these kind of apple pie vibes. All right, so let's get some ice in this Manhattan. Let's shake it up, stir it up. And there it is, hopefully the perfect fall Manhattan. Let's try it out. Wow, that is something. So now we've got intense apple flavor from the apple brandy, from the apple vermouth. Those vermouth flavors, I'm picking up a lot more because apple brandy is a little more gentle than rye whiskey. Rye whiskey is pretty punchy. So it was just toning down, muting those vermouth notes, those classic vermouth notes. This one here, they're very forward. So I'm getting all the apple, and then I'm getting those vermouth notes, those classic vermouth notes. So it still feels like a Manhattan. And then those little hints of cinnamon. We didn't put a lot, just a little bar spoon of cinnamon. And then the bitters, the maple walnut, the ginger, Angostura. This is a fantastic Manhattan. Now, if you can't find an apple vermouth like this would probably work with a regular vermouth. If you can get yourself an apple brandy, and then use whatever bitters you have. If you got the kind of spiced bitters, then use those. A little bit of cinnamon syrup, and make yourself a fantastic apple Manhattan or fall Manhattan. Hell, we could call this a apple pie Manhattan. All of the names are appropriate because this is amazing. Technically, I lied. Last episode, I said it was gonna be the last of the fall series, but then I forgot that I had the Apple Vermouth and I wanted to make a drink with it, so here it is. We'll be on to Halloween drinks soon. I mean, we have to, I have no choice now.